back with the Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Tuesday night. Tuesday night, special night for me, folks. Big time night for me. I got 3 times national champion Gabe Johnson. 1-time high school freshman Zoie Marie Johnson will be joining the show with me and Coach V. What's up, Coach V?
What's going on? That might be the only time her middle name's used in a good way, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said, welcome to the show. Keep it 100, folks. We keep it 100 because I got a wrestling style. I got a basketball style tonight. But I get to do it with my main man, Coach V. What's up, Coach V?
What's going on?
Man, you know, I'm excited, man. Long week for us both, man. Basketball, wrestling, basketball, driving, crying, tears, joy, happy. But I get to hang out with my 2 babies at night, you know, Coach. And so it's lucky I get to do my own podcast. I get to have you join me, and we get to do it on Keep It 100.
Appreciate it.
Well, we get to do it, Keep It 100, and talk high school sports, you know. And then, like I said, we got 2 great guests tonight, you know, and Gabe Anthony Johnson. I'm going to get their middle names tonight because they my babies. They birth names. Gabe Anthony Johnson. His mother wouldn't let me name him Junior, so we had to throw the middle name in there as Anthony, like his father. And then I got my baby girl, Zoie Marie Johnson. And then Lieva Marie is my mama, and her mom's name is a middle name, that little Hispanic.
I understand. I got 2 of them.
People didn't know. That's why Zoe got quick feet, because she could salsa. But Coach, like I said, I appreciate you joining me tonight on this special occasion. But like, we ain't gonna hold them too long. But we're gonna let them come to the show and hang out with us, though, because that's what we do. But first, let's put their cover up and show their little cute cover. Let's drop it real quick. We got the UCO 3-time, folks, 3-time. And we got to ask them how's it feel to be a 3-time, because they both had to work their butts off. They wanted to make their daddy sweat. Then we got the one time she said that get back some, you know what? I love it. That get back and get you. That's Gabe's favorite line. That get back and get you. But folks, like, so we're going to bring them to the show real quick. We're going to have Gabe and Zoie Johnson come join us real quick. Let's go, folks. Here we go. Added them to the show. What's up?
What's going on?
What's up?
Hi.
What's up, man? Y'all gotta bring energy like I'm bringing energy, man. You know what's going Yeah, y'all are champs. Y'all are champs. So, Gabe Johnson, let's start with you since you are the oldest. You know, what's it like, man? You know, last Saturday was the last time you had to weigh in. We'll start with that. You know, so what's the diet been like this week?
My stomach. First of all, my voice is gone. We celebrated a little too hard the past couple of days, so I'm shaking back right now. But diet. First thing I really wanted to have was Brahms cheeseburger.
Oh yeah.
I can't say the full order. I got to gatekeep that, but I've ate a lot. I'm still pretty light though. Kind of crazy.
So how much you weighing right about now?
I weighed yesterday. I said I wasn't gonna hop on the scale again, but I had to check. I was curious, but I weighed like 65 yesterday. 165.
That's good.
Is that a wrestling thing? Cause like, yes, Zoe, where you going? She's probably going like going to Disney World. Yes, Gabe, where you going? Go eat, man.
Yes. Yeah, straight to cookies and all types of stuff.
Give me some ice cream. I'm hungry.
So, you know, like I said, you both turned out to be champions on Saturday, you know, and it was a tough situation for your pops, man. You know, I got both my kids going at the same time, you know. I mean, not same time, but, you know, same day, you know, a couple hours apart, you know, so I got a chance to relax from one, then get ready for the next. And so, you know, so what was it like, you know, for you, Gabe, having me there? And then Zoe will let you speak for me not being there. So what was it like, you, Gabe, having me there?
It's just kind of, it's nice having our family, you there, and all of our family, because I know that, like, I'm wrestling for y'all out there. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I got to go do it for them. You know, they've here to support me, and they've pushed me, you know, you pushed me my whole life, you know, to get here. So it really gives me a boost, you know, having our family, the UCO crew. It makes me wrestle harder for sure, because I know I'm wrestling for y'all in the back of my mind. But it does suck that you had to miss Zoe's. But that was another reason when I'm like, Zoie wins and he wasn't there and I don't. I'm like,
Yeah.
gotta go do it. 'Cause I
That's
want
my
him to
next
handle that.
question. How much pressure did it add on you when you
It
showed
was.
up? You're like, oh my gosh, I gotta win now.
That
What
was
you
in the
trying
back
to
of my head.
what would you think? What you trying to say? You think I'd have been mad as hell?
No, but you would have told me. You'd be like, man.
He will
Hey,
never let you down. Hey, Zoe would have not either. Don't let her lie.
You already had sprinkled it in there. You're like, man, I'm coming. You better win this thing.
A little sprinkle on it, just a little sprinkle on it. So,
Yeah.
so Joey, what did it mean to you? Winning it, and then Dad not being there is probably one of the first time I missed one of your games. Especially a major game like that. So, I mean, how did you feel going into the game? I know as a freshman, you didn't start off the season as a starter. You worked your way in, and you did some big things. And I thought you probably played your best basketball going into postseason. So, what did it mean to you?
It probably pushed me harder to win because you weren't there to see me. But like I promised a few times I heard you in the stands. So I was like, oh, I really got to lock in right now. But yeah, it just pushed me to do better and really win for like the people that were there because mom was still there and like all the family that didn't go see Gabe, they were there for me. So kind of what Gabe said, like winning for them because they were always taking me places. They're always paying for stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to prove that I could do it, even though you weren't there. It did suck, but it was cool to win without you there too, because it was like I won for Dad, even though he's not there.
That's good
I
stuff.
had him on the phone. That's what you heard. I had him on the phone. That's what you heard.
Yeah, I looked in the stands a few times and I had to take a double take because I was like, I did not think he was here right now.
so what you thought you heard that I said?
I don't even know. I just heard your voice, and like sometimes when you are there, I don't really hear what you say. I hear your voice, and I'm like, oh, I gotta like get back in the groove. I gotta make something spark. Like I was like, I don't know. I just gotta lock in.
Yeah.
I would have told you what you heard. When you committed that foul in the open court down there, you'd have heard, Zoe, what you found in the roar?
Yeah, be smart or something like that. Be smart.
No silly fouls. No silly fouls.
Yeah.
You both have done, Gabe, like I said, going back to you, man, you've been through college, man, and I know it seems like it's forever, but your hard work has paid off coming out, with the COVID, getting the red shirt year, then having the COVID year, then red shirt year. And like I said, you've done something at UCO. I think only two other guys, I think your Uncle Danny posted something today. Only two other guys has done it. And, and like I said, I'm going to give you a shout out to the first African-American, I think, to do it at the UCO campus and just college in general. And it's a hard sport to win one, then two, then you go do three, then you wrestle the same guy that you wrestled last year. And you didn't get last year, you got to face him before, and he had beat you, so you had a little bit of that get back. I love that get back, y'all. Gabe said it for me one time. Say it. What's it called? The get back what?
Get back mug.
But this year was a little different because you didn't get to face him, and you knew going into the match it was going to be a tough match. You guys go 3 periods and it's 1-1. You go into overtime. So what was you thinking in overtime? Like, man, this guy's going to get me? What was your thoughts in overtime?
I was pretty confident in overtime. It was like he wrestles a certain way, so it's kind of hard. If you play into his game, he can kind of rope-a-dope you. Like if I take a bad shot, he's gonna be able to score off my shot. So it was like just staying focused and not getting because everybody was against us, stalling, yelling at me, and that's what Coach Cheney said. He's like, probably the best thing you did was just staying locked in, a lot, and not letting the crowd, get you riled up by just like forcing stuff. So it was really just staying locked in the moment. And like I knew if we went to rideouts, I could win it there. I wanted to get a takedown, but just not forcing stuff was like my mindset and just staying in a good position during overtime. Because I was like, the longer the match goes on, I feel like more confident I got because I could kind of feel him fading a little bit.
And that's what happened to him last year. You guys went overtime. You could tell he was tired, and you're built for this condition. I told some of the guys the other night, they're like, hey, Mr. Johnson. I said, hey, only advice I can give you guys going into this is that, what Gabe did is that, after he won his first one, he didn't quit. He still got up and still ran. He still lift weights. He trained like he hadn't won one. Some people get comfortable, and that's kind of like with Zoe. She came home. I came home Sunday. She ready to go shoot. It's like, hey man, you're gonna take a couple of days off, and so that's that. That's the alpha in you too. I've been blessed that all my kids have that. That you guys are always working hard, and Zoe seen what you and Deshaun did going to y'all's games as as in high school football and then wrestling, seeing the way you compete and so you built that in her, and so I think this weekend I've heard a lot of people say Zoe's a dog. We've all known Zoe's a dog. Sometimes Zoe does get kind of not say overlooked, but I mean she doesn't get the escalades as a lot of other girls get because she's not 5'11", and she might not do the twists and turns, but she's a great ball player. And so I think a lot of people got to see that this weekend. And then she took the challenge of taking on girls that's bigger than her. And it's like you take it on the challenge, like, hey, I'm going to come in here. You got beat your first year wrestling in college and going to the national, now you go 0-2. And you took that serious, like, hey, you know what? Then they redshirted you. So I know that pissed you. I'll be like, hey, I'm ready to go. But then, me as a parent, I had to learn. And so sometimes I look at all these other parents that just griping and moaning about things I used to gripe about. I'm thinking, just trust the process, Coach will tell you that. Sometimes us parents, we do more bitching and complaining instead of saying, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not my kid's turn. Maybe God has a plan and we got to just sit and wait. And I've learned to do that. I've learned to be patient. When Zoe just started beginning of the year, I was like, hey, man, you know what? If she don't come off the bench, she gets 6 man of the year. I'm cool with that. Her time's going to come. And then she showed out when the time comes. So, what advice would you give some of the younger wrestlers that's going to come up and try to, fulfill your shoes, and then some of the guys like you and Jump that's leaving on and passing the torch?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it just starts with your work ethic and your mindset, because the skills, you can improve on your skills, which that is a whole different deal. But really all wrestling comes down to is, who's tougher, who's going to stay focused during the match. And so getting your mind right and building the confidence that you can do it, is probably where it starts. And then just putting the work in. Wrestling is 100%. What you put in, you get out. You can't cheat. And you might get lucky one time, but to have like long-term success and sustain it, you have to put the work in, or it's not gonna happen.
What advice you give little sis? I mean, you've been on a big stage where it's, the last game of your season. What advice did you give? Because that's Zoe. I mean, as a high schooler, that's the first time that she's been in that point where this will be her last game of her freshman year. You give her advice?
Well, watching the game, one thing I was proud of was Zoe and like all of the Colorado team, because I watched the entire game. They were locked in. Like if something bad happened, they shook back, and it wasn't like you couldn't tell. Zoe fouled somebody, made a bad play. It was just next play, get the next play. Newcastle, you could tell they were like wearing their shoulders on their sleeves. Something bad happened. You saw it. And I was like, when I saw that happen, I was like, they got this. I got a feeling they're going to win this, because they just were focused. But that was one thing I was really proud of Zoe, is like she wasn't phased. Like that's rare for a freshman. Usually freshman makes a bad play or misses a shot. It's like it weighs on your shoulders. And basketball's hard because there's so many opportunities to make a bad play or miss a shot or whatever, that you can just let it, wear you down and, destroy your confidence. But I was proud of her for that. So she kind of is already ahead of the game with that. So let's just stay focused. Now that you won, just keep working and take care of your body. That's one thing I will say. Is like you can go because you're young, but I'm feeling it now. I wish I would have stretched and did the right things when I was in high school. Because it catches up. This year was hard, but I'm especially like just take care of your body, stay focused, and like Dad said, trust the process, and you'll do great. Don't look at other girls and compare. Oh, they're getting offers, they're getting this. You work hard, you put the work in, your time will come for sure.
Yeah.
That's it. Coach V?
Well, Zoe, I mean, as your brother, very rarely, I mean, he touched on this, very rarely do you find a freshman that is the one that is the picker-upper. And that shows maturity. That is what people want in a point guard. And when we talk about looking for a point guard, you've got to take your game aside, whether you're having a good game or bad game. But you were the ones that were talking the kids into, hey, it's okay, get ready for the next play. Great charge, you take great charge. I mean, you were the one that was leading. You could tell that you had evolved. That was kind of your position, and you were the quarterbacking of that team. I mean, and for a freshman, that is very rare. It shows maturity, it shows your IQ, and it shows the love you have for the game. So I was very impressed with that for a freshman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Zoe, I got to ask, coming from 8th grade, you guys lost 2 games and going into high school, losing some games and then, having ups and downs. What's been the biggest challenge for you? I mean, I know we talked to you at the beginning of the year, the freshman showcase, but what's been the biggest challenge for you this season, seeing the ups and the downs and then the girls, we had kind of talked it early on with Jordan on the show, the Oklahoma Sports Network guy, that I thought one of the biggest things you guys became sisters at the end. But what do you think that, brought the team closer together and then it's like you guys clicked at the right time and that's what it's all about in March Madness?
I would say at the beginning we weren't as close as like towards the end, and like so it was really easy to like be in cliques. So like not everyone would be together at practice, but then throughout the season we would just have hangouts with each other, like team bonding, and I think that's really what helped us like grow together and trust each other. Because trust is a big thing on the court. Because if you don't have trust in your teammates, you aren't gonna go very far. And so I think with us putting trust in each other, that really helped us satisfy and like solidify the win. That's the word, solidify. Uh, but I think that really just helped us grow together as a team and just become one, and that helped in the long run. Which that's the reason we won, by trusting each other.
Yeah, I think maturity of that freshman group kind of helped because in the beginning you might be seen as a threat, and then towards the middle or towards the end, you're seen as an asset to the team that's going to help us win a state championship. I mean, and I think that happens probably at every level, high school, college. I know when we brought kids in for college, our coach told us, hey, make them, take them out to eat and everything. When they got there, they became a threat because they thought they were going to take their job, their spot.
That's it.
And then they found out, you know what, they're here to make us win and make us better. And I saw that continue to evolve through that process of the Titans this year with you and your freshman just coming in. Zoe's not a threat. She's here. She handled being a 6-man. She handled it. She performed. She scored double digits, came off the bench again in the next game. In the same attitude as if you were a starter. And I think that became a deal where your teammates trusted you that you're here to help them not take their spot or their glory.
Yes.
You both are champions, man. Like Gabe, you won it 3 times. Is it any different? You winning the first one to the third one, or is it all kind of the same?
This one was probably like the second one was I didn't really know how to feel. This one is just more pressure, this being like not a lot of guys go out on a win. That's just a fact. And it's something like I had to focus on not thinking about that, just go do what I do and not overthink it because it's scary. It's scary to be like, man, my last match could be a loss. So going out and win, it feels good. I feel content, like done with the sport, but I don't regret anything or I wouldn't change anything. But even if I would have lost, I would have been grateful just to be able to compete. That's really what it comes down to, is just being grateful to have the chance, the ability to compete and do what I love one last time. But it feels good. I'm not going to lie. I get to just relax and I can watch wrestling and not stress about it. I'm ready to watch D1s. Like, it's going to be fun just being a fan now and coach as well. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Is there advantage for wrestling? And you have younger kids, but then also as you get older, you do have some injuries that might nag on you. I mean, do most people in wrestling, I don't know, do most people in wrestling as a senior, are they still as good as they were maybe as a sophomore, or have injuries occurred?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, just the fact that I went through my career without any major injuries.
Hey, man.
Yes.
It's crazy. Wrestling is a sport where your shoulders are always getting a bad position, your knees. So it's hard, So I was blessed with that. And it is, yeah, that's part of it too. It's like sometimes to be a national champ or to be on the top, you got to put the work in. It comes down to who's healthy too. So it's a little bit of luck. So, and, I thank God for letting me be able to be healthy, this throughout my career. It is rare. That is a rare thing though. You see guys start to fade their senior year. Either they get complacent or they're just bodies not keeping up, which I did struggle with, my body not being how it used to be this year. So I felt a little bit of that for sure.
So how did you feel going into this last week of wrestling? Was your body 100%, or you felt like he's like 85, 75%? How do you felt your body was at?
I felt good. There wasn't any like major injuries. The thing I was dealing with during the season was just my legs were just not recovering as well. Feeling fatigued, and it's. I'm kind of glad I got those first two matches, out the way, like quick pins. I think that helped in the long run because I hadn't wrestled a 2-day tournament. I'd only wrestled one 2-day tournament, midweight twice, one time. So it was more in my head than anything, I think. But I was a little nervous as I was hoping my body would be able to, maintain throughout the tournament. But I felt good. I didn't care. If my knee was hurt, my arm was hurt, I was ready to go no matter what. I wasn't.
It's funny you talk. It's funny you talk about your injuries. Zoie, you've been banged up a little bit. Me and Mom kind of said, "Hey, we're going to set you down," and you're like, you're going to do it. You went from your shoulder getting hurt in the Middle City game and coming back and playing in the Edmond. I think the Edmond Memorial game, and then getting taped up, and so. You came in with a hand injury. I think you got hurt in the Dell City game. And so what's it been like? You're going out leaving out your freshman year, but you've had some bumps and bruises. What is something you think you can do better to keep yourself from trying to get these bumps and bruises?
Staying off the floor, because a lot of people say I'm always on the ground. And, next season, I'm going to do a lot better of not being on the ground as much. But I feel like sometimes I just sacrifice my body because,
Once you
I
start
can
that
make
this
a good
summer.
play. Oh, yeah, true. But I just think, like, sometimes if I put my body on the line, it could be, like, a play that makes up for the game. So that's really what my mind is whenever it comes to getting bumps and bruises. But a lot of adrenaline comes in within the game. So usually during the game, I don't feel anything. I block it out. If I do feel pain, like in the Dell City game, I could feel it. But I was like, Coach K was like, "Suck it up, Zoe. You got to go play. There's no turning back now." So yeah, I think just the adrenaline helps a lot too, but also knowing that like you have to push for your team, not only yourself but your team. But yeah.
Is
So
that something you learned this year that as a freshman going to sophomore, as your brother talked about, is kind of getting that stretching, a little bit more. I see girls, I'm ready. I mean,
Yeah. Hopefully we get to go see Yo-Yo again soon because he was like really good at helping us like do stuff like that. But definitely doing it on my own too. I shouldn't have to just go somewhere. Just being responsible by myself and doing it in my room. I actually stretched today and did my leg compressions and it felt very good. So yeah.
No, I mean, and that's the thing about it too. There's so much. Coach me, and we're older, and back in the day, you never saw ACL tears and Achilles and all the bumps and bruises. Now, like I said, I mean, Gabe Russell 5-6 years in college, and I am really blessed because only time he really got hurt is when he broke his wrist his sophomore year. I mean, he's had some bumps and bruises, but nothing too crazy. But you see a lot of that. I mean, I know Abney when he wrestled his last year, he's beat up and didn't wrestle a lot of tournaments. Gabe still wrestled over 20 matches this year. He just only missed one tournament, and that's a hell of a year. I think in the last 2 years, you lost one match and won over 40, 50 some of them. So that's big time, but that's a lot of time on the mat too. So you got to take care of your body though. You got to eat right. You got to put the right thing. And I know something though you have been doing better is meal prepping and eating a lot of more protein. I know a lot of people's giving you a lot of preps on your body. So I think you turned a lot of heads this weekend about what your play, and like I said, you never know who's in the stands watching you. And you play to the fullest. Most of you probably don't think you're a freshman because the way you play and the way you carry yourself. One thing I tell you both, man. I mean, I think I get more excited about y'all's awards and I post them like a kid because I mean I'm happy for my babies, but I don't think you guys really care if you made first team, second team, third team, or whatever team you made. I just think you guys want to go out there and play and participate. Gabe, you barely post anything, man. I mean, you'll post a video here and there, but Dad's gonna post every damn thing you do. You might take a good boo boo and I'm gonna post it, but that's just who I am. But I think you both are real good at that. Some girls like to post stuff and boys like to post stuff, but you guys are really humble, and that really so I can be the one that don't have to be humble because I ain't playing, but you two do a great job on that, man. And I think that's why you two Gabe, you're very successful. I mean, your future's bright. If you're gonna coach, if you're gonna work in a big business, whatever you do, you're gonna be very successful. You're one of the top guys in UCO wrestling that it's gonna take a long time. You hold a record in tech fall. Zoie, as a freshman, is very rare. Vick has coached a long time. It's very rare that you see a freshman one running point guard and doing the things you're doing in the game. And then also, I'm gonna give you kudos, man, just picking up a girl that's probably a foot taller than you and challenging it and doing a good job, And I thought the whole tournament you did a great job on the girls that you covered, but a lot of girls like, man, she's out there pushing girls, but it's just you holding your ground. And sometimes you have to do that at your size. You got to play bigger than what you are. So that's why you've got a lot of notification that people's like, man, this girl, she might be 5'5", but she plays like she's 5'8". And Gabe, you was bit by that. You said that in your story, like, I wanted to play college football, but I was a 5'8" guy. But you really, every time you did something with the ball, it was exciting. And sometimes it hates that, you get snake bitten because of your size. You shouldn't be getting bitten by your size, you should be bitten by your heart. And I tell any college coaches, I'll put you guys against anybody, and you two going to go out there and dominate and do your damn best to hold that person, girl or guy on the mat or on the court. Keep doing what you're doing, Gabe. I know your career is over, but I know you're going to be able to teach others. Zoe, your career just getting started. So, Coach V, you got anything else for him?
Nah, I mean, I got a chance to meet Gabe this year on the show, and then a couple times when he showed up, and so very proud of you. I mean, accomplishment that you've done is obviously with the history that UCO wrestling has to be at the top of that list. You've got to be a heck of a wrestler. I mean, and so good luck in whatever you do. I mean, I think coaching would be great, but whatever you do, you're going to succeed. Another thing for Zoe I ask is please don't get a 2-knuckle ring when you go design your ring. I mean, please get something you can wear, please.
Okay.
I don't want like 2 knuckles or like one ring. Keep it down. It may not be your first, may not be your only one, so keep it down a little bit. But
Okay.
But I get it. Very proud of y'all.
Gabe, you talk about getting another ring. What's your third ring gonna look like? What's it gonna look like? This last one, man. I mean, you gotta tell them to dig deep in the pocketbooks. You gotta have some diamonds in there. So what's it gonna look like?
I don't know. We'll see what Coach Stiley comes up with. He usually lets us know what rings we'll decide on. I don't know. We'll see.
Zoe, about you guys, man? Have y'all talked about it? I mean, what's the
when we were walking back in the locker room after the big thing, Coach Richie was like, I think I'm gonna get us a really big ring, so it's really hard to. Whenever they tell you to say hi, you can't even lift your hand up. And I was like, whatever you want, Coach. so I think he's doing the opposite of what you said, Coach Vick.
Probably. Hey, go for it.
So I mean, before we let you both go, though, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions though, because like I said, you had a hell of a freshman year. You're going into your sophomore year. You're going into your AU. You joined a new team. So what's some of the things that you want to kind of accomplish going into, one, your new AU team and Drive Nations? I know you kick off practice this Thursday with them full time. So what's that like? What's something you want to kind of get accomplished from that with Coach Ed and Coach Bibb?
I just want to be a sponge whenever I join that team. I want to soak everything in, especially because it's an out-of-state team, and I don't really get to see them every single day, as if it would be if I was in an Oklahoma team. But anytime, which will be at a lot of practices, no matter what. But yeah, I'm just gonna be a sponge, soak everything in, take it into my next season, and just be consistent, honestly, because I think that's what a lot of people get wrapped up in. You win something and you just suck. No, I want to keep getting better. I want to push because there's always room for improvement. So that's just my mindset.
What's something you think you can improve on going into next season?
Um,
Damn, you that good?
no, no, it's just probably Probably my shot, like coming off, like instead of, because whenever I watch film, there's a lot of times that like sometimes when I come off the screen, I don't really like look to just shoot. So
Mhm.
probably just improving on that, looking to shoot instead of pass first.
Yeah.
This is my last question to you both because Gabe and me and him went through this, man, and he helped me as a father. I think it took a lot of pressure off my chest and took a lot out of me. Gabe was offered a lot of D1 scholarships and he chose not to take it, and he ended up going D2. Is there any class that you care about, Zoe? I mean, because I know everybody talked about getting the bag, and I thought they was talking about cheeseburgers from Sonic, but I mean, I guess it's cash, but Gabe, what was one of the reasons you would tell your sister between taking a D2 or taking a D1? What would you tell your sister in that aspect to help her along her recruiting trail?
Yeah, I think it comes down to where you're gonna play because that's what we want to do. I didn't want to go sit. Like I could have probably wrestled D1 whenever it started, but where do you think you're gonna be a good fit and play, and like kind of where your gut tells you. Some told me that UCO was it, and it worked out. I didn't know coming in that it would turn out this way, but you control what you can, with the offers you have. The best fit, where you think you're gonna play and where you could see yourself thriving. That's what it comes down to. It's not about NIL deals or going D1, getting your school paid for first off, and then um, going somewhere where it's a good culture and you could see yourself, playing. Don't get caught up in all the recruitment noise because some people might overlook you, and that's okay. They missed out. I mean, people that didn't recruit me, it is what it is. You go with uh, who goes with you. UCO wanted me, so I went with them, and it turned out. And I met some amazing people. Have my best friends from for life. So college is fun. I'm excited to see what all pans out. Whether it's D1, D2, I know you're gonna do great, and just stay focused, and you'll be good no matter
Yeah.
what.
Coach V, any advice on that?
No, I mean, I think it's go wherever you feel. I mean, it's an important decision. I say take your time, kind of have an idea what you're looking for, and when you go, I mean, don't get ooh and ah by what the show is because that's their job is to, I always call it a dog and pony show,
Yep.
but you got to look beyond that and see what the great fit is for you, playing wise, school wise, academically. Have about 10 things that you're looking for in your school and make sure they check the boxes for you.
Now,
Okay.
I tell you, yeah, Zoe. I mean, is there a preference for you, or you just whatever fits Zoe Johnson's, and because I know you want to be a doctor, physical therapy. What is your something you want to major in?
I want to be a physical therapist. I've always wanted to be that. But honestly, I don't really like care about if it's like D1, D2. I just want to get my school paid for. And kind of like what Gabe said, I just want them to be welcoming and like I want to go somewhere I'll be able to play. I don't care about like in my opinion, I don't think you should worry about getting money whenever you love the game.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
think I just want to go play. But yeah.
Well, I tell people all the time, your mom and dad don't need a bag. I want you to get a good education. My son is walking away from college debt free. He's gonna get a good job. He's done a great job. He's a 3-time national champion. Can't nobody ever take that. And so, I mean, me as a proud dad, I'm happy as hell because you tell me another daddy, it could be such a trivial question that his son won his third national championship, and his daughter won her first high school championship. And I can sit back. A lot of people talk about my babies, but I have 5 great babies and two great grandbabies and another one on the way. So I'm very blessed, and I get to do a show with one of my best friends. That we get to talk high school girls basketball and keep it 100, and we get to give it to a lot of girls. We've done a lot, giving to a lot of girls and putting them on a platform. I mean, just a little deal we did with just Jakari yesterday. Talks about her hitting the shot. Who she wanted to play. Man, it was a fairy tale story with the Colorado girls, and then with Gabe. I mean, like I said, when Gabe went off to college, I was like, I was mad at him. I wanted him to go D1. I was all about D1, D1, but he has taught me, and he asked me after he won his first one. He said, "I made my right decision." I looked at him like, "What?" And he questioned me, but I ate crow, and I said, "Yeah, you did, son. You made the right decision." And I mean, I got to be part of the decision, but at the end of the day, we don't know when nobody's fairy tale comes out. Gabe was lucky. He went to college for 5, 6 years and never got hurt. Some girls getting hurt in high school, so You might have all these dreams. That's what I'm gonna tell any kid out there that's gonna watch this show, any parent. Some of Gabe say the favorite line, some of them like my daddy, some of them don't. But hey, I try to keep it real because I'm just saying sometimes those parents we get caught up in our kids doing this and this. Congratulations, my baby. She made second team. Proud of you, baby. Congratulations. We gotta give you a hand real quick. Yay. You made second team district. That's what that means.
Hey, you weren't on a district last year at all, so you know what?
Yeah,
there's room to go.
That's it. But no, like I said, it's just parents be humble, man. Love these kids, man. I mean, because one day they can be stars, the next day they can be nothing. So remember that, man. This game is like Zoie said, man. It's not you shouldn't get paid for something that you love to do. Not granted, I mean they should help you any way they can, but a lot of these kids are making thousands, millions of dollars and don't even end up doing nothing with it. But like I said, man, I love having you both on here. I'm thrilled to be able to do a show with both my kids same day. I couldn't be at both, but I was there in spirit in one and in flesh in the other one. But I gotta say, when my daughter called me, the coolest thing is when we both picked up the phone and looked at each other on FaceTime, we both just started bawling because the tear of joy. My son winning his third one, man, and I ain't gonna lie, I cried like a baby. It was a lot of them Michael Jordan tears. Somebody could have made a meme of me and made a bunch of money with it. It was happy, but like I said, man, I'm really proud of you both, Gabe. I know your college career comes to an end, but you went out as a champ. Zoe, yours is just getting started. I mean, it's always going to be hard to win the second one, third. I mean, how many you ever get, but you got one in the books, and so a lot of kids can't say that, man. They can say I got this, I got that, but you got a ring. You can tell, like Beyonce say, put a ring on me. Tell them about it. Tell them real quick. But anything you want to tell your two seniors, since they're leaving you, anything you want to tell them though before you get out of here?
Thank you for everything. They pushed me to be my best version of myself this season, and I'll forever love them. So yeah.
That's good stuff. But Zoe, we appreciate you and Gabe, man. Thank you guys for both coming on. Good luck to you guys, Zoe. Coming up in your AU season with Drive Nation. I know it's going to be something new, so it's going to be a little bit of nerds, but also a little bit of joy. Gabe, I know you got a lot of things going on. You about to go? Where you about to go? Thailand, Tokyo? Where you Taiwan. So what's that all about? What is that for? A class?
It's part of the MBA program. It's just a required study tour, so they have like the most advanced technology. They make all the chips, so it's going to be different. I've never been out of the country, so I'm a passport.
So do you have a translator or something?
No.
So I'm just saying.
They'll probably have people like hosts. They probably have hosts there.
Okay. No, don't go.
This ain't the Hangover, Tony. They're not gonna leave him out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Hey man, that's my baby. He's still my baby. He's still my baby. I know you know how to wrestle, but too many people get up, he can't get off. But like I said, good job to that, man. I know you got a lot going on this summer, man, with your new intern and things like that. But like I said, I'm really proud of you both, man. I am as a father, as a dad, just to have you both on here and do the show with you, Gabe. I know Love did a little deal with you, man. It's pretty cool. Talked about how you won the championship and being a three-time national. So, like I said, once again, congratulations to you both, man. Thanks for coming on the show. Always keep it 100, man, and keep the faith. I know you both is in love with Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. So you guys keep both doing that, and your dreams is unbelievable. Won't stop. So thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations.
All right, Coach B, let's close it out, though, man. Like I said, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to another great episode of 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. Me and V got a special week. We got a long week, man. We're gonna have every turn this music off. We're gonna have every high school girls team that won a state championship. We're gonna have them on the show with them, their coach. Only one we have not reached is PC North. I think we should have Carl Arbor tomorrow night. Coach, I should be able to do 6 o'clock. So whatever time you want to set up with Coach Rich, we'll have him on. Then we'll have, we're going to have Lincoln Christian on, Coach from Washington. Yeah, so we got everybody but PC North. So PC North, reach out and touch us. Don't be a snob, But like I said, we want to thank everybody for watching both our shows. Like I said, Coach V been kicking him out, man. He on spring break. He's supposed to be relaxing, but he kicking shows out like they Carmen apples. And But like I said, we want to thank everybody though for like I said, tuning in to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports, and then also catch us on Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines. And V, what's all the shows you got? Because you got about 6 or 7 of them now. What you got?
Well, I've got the Frost for 2029. So I've got about 2 or 3 kids coming on from there. I got a young lady coming in from out from Cumberland, Maryland, which is by Washington, D.C. I've got a young lady on. I've got Worthy 30. I had a young lady on the other night for Worthy 30. We're talking about 8th graders coming into the 9th graders. And then I've got the regular show, which is just full court, which is 28 to 27. So a little busy outreaching. And then we got our show. We got a couple of guests coming on our show, our podcast, Between the Lines, Girl Hoops. So, so we're pretty busy. It's that time of year. We want to let people know they've had good seasons. And we want to acknowledge those seasons and let people know who they are going into their AAU circuit.
Yes, sir. But folks, like I said, thank you for checking us out on Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. And we'll catch you next time. Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines with my man Coach V. And like I said, always make sure you like and subscribe to both channels and even on Coach V channels. Like I said, we love it. So we want to thank again Jordan from Oklahoma Sports Network for joining us on the show earlier. We'll get you next time on Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. We're out.